Okay, let's just take a deep breath and let's allow ourselves to ground into this space. Okay, before we get started, just wanted to make sure we are all in this beautiful space, and just allow yourself to come in and just gather around, just feel into the energy of everyone who is going to be here, who are perhaps going to be here in the future with us. Just allow yourself to come fully into this space. We're going to remove any obstacles or resistance, anything that causes you to feel like you are having one foot in and one foot out. We want you to be fully present in this moment. So allow yourself to be guided if you are able to, and if you're safe, to be able to just seat yourself somewhere for the next couple of minutes, just to receive this transmission. Allow yourself to sit so that the tip of your spine is close to the ground, so that when you close your eyes, your inner eye begins to open up. The 1,000-petal lotus blooms in the center of your brain. And the root goes all the way down from the third eye, into the throat, the heart space, into the solar plexus, the belly, further down below the navel, deep into the perineum, and it rises back up from the back, at the tip of the spine. And at the tip of the spine, begin to see this ball of blue light spin. Amplify it, make it spin faster. Concentrating your energy on this spot at the tip of the spine, the blue dantian, spinning and spinning and spinning. And take a deep breath into the belly, right into the navel. From all around you, cast your eye towards the universe. And as you inhale the entire universe into the belly, into the navel. And exhale it out into the tip of the spine with a big one more time. Into the navel from all around you, and then exhale out through the tip of the spine, connecting, shooting it down into 2 feet below where you're seated. Concentrating the light, shooting it down 2 feet below, so that a pool of golden light now opens up beneath you. Softening, softening as you land, softening the landing pad. Because you are funneling and channeling down from high above, this high being, this multidimensional being coming in, funneling down from formlessness into colors, into sound, and into this physical being sitting right here. Able to hear, able to sense, able to touch and taste and smell. But never forget who you really are. You are this high being, this multidimensional being, formless, pulsating at the beat of the universe, expanding and contracting, expanding and contracting. Deep breath into the belly. As you inhale, you feel your mind rising up. And when you exhale through the nose, the mind follows and contracts. Direct the mind to follow who you are, the creator of your life. Slowly opening your eyes up, coming back into this space. You're going to seal that in. Just allow yourself to take a deep breath into the tip of your spine one more time. Belly is all expanded. Let your belly expand. And just imagine yourself pushing the tip of your spine, that ball of light, right into the heart now. And exhale. As your navel draws back to the spine, you're going to just hook that up as well into the diaphragm. And you're going to slide your chin backward and lock it. Roll your physical eyes up. Take a sip of breath in from beneath you. Drink the golden light into the belly and draw it back up into the diaphragm even more. And until you cannot hold it, just exhale into the center of the brain. Don't let your breath escape. Let it be straight into the center of the brain. All right. So just move your body. Let your physical body rearrange. Let it feel good. Twist your spine, look backward. Deep breath in. And to the other side, deep breath in. Exhale. All right. How's everyone feeling? I hope that activated something in you. Activated a high being in you. I'm getting started. I'm so glad that you're here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So if you are new here, welcome. My name is Li Ying. I am a Cha Dao, or in English, the Way of Tea, ceremonial keeper. And I'm also a sacred transformation mentor to multidimensional feminine leaders. I help them to embody their vortex of stillness so that they can live on purpose in their authentic power. So a lot of the work that I do is very energy based. And my work, the whole premise of the company I founded, called When Still Waters Speak, is about how you can live a life that is living art. And I love this because in many ways, when we think about living art, when we think about the idea of living art, is that it is constantly in motion. It is poetry in motion, it's art in motion, it's meditation in motion. And so what that means is that there is constant evolution. There's never one achievement and we're done. We're always honing our craft. We're always here to create a masterpiece that we are truly, truly here to continue to refine and evolve through time. With the premise, with the come from, where we're coming from is this high being that I just introduced you to. This goddess behind the woman, this higher self behind the being. You know, so I just really am so excited to talk about what it means to be in intuitive mastery, to be in emotional mastery as a human being here in this dimension. And never forgetting that you are a multidimensional being. You exist in this greater context. You vibrate at the frequency of the universe. You are made of the same things that created the universe. And we can go so deep into this whole rabbit hole, but today I just wanted to really come on here to share some of these beautiful nuggets of wisdom and perhaps kind of spark a curiosity in you and maybe, you know, send you into a whole new level of activation so that after this, you can decide how I want to take this information to take the next course of action, the next step. Because too often, so many of us, we are so used to having so many information accessible to us. It's so easy. It's so easy. You know, today I actually found out that I got accepted into a Shaolin temple to go for a retreat. It's by application only, so I was really, really happy that I got accepted. And it got me really thinking about how I'm really breaking out of my own comfort zone to be able to go to this place like physically and be there and train and not have my mobile phone or not have that luxury of just saying, okay, I'm going to stop anytime now and I'm going to distract myself or do whatever other things that are kind of like a waste of time. And, you know, I realized at the time when I was thinking about this, when I was contemplating this, I realized like we are all in this age so used to the luxuries and comfort of life. Like it's so easy for us to just turn on YouTube, to turn on Insight Timer, to turn on Facebook, whatever it is that you are turning on, and tune in. And if you want to tune out, you just turn it off. Or like, if you want to come on to a lesson you signed up for, you do it in the luxury of your own home, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it's just that sometimes we forget and we take it so for granted that we don't actually get out of our comfort zone. We don't realize that there's such a bigger world out there. It's like that frog at the bottom of the well, that fable, right? I don't know if you've all heard that before, but there is this fable that I used to study back when I was in a Chinese primary school. And it's always about this frog at the bottom of the well, where he thought that was his entire world, but that's actually an entire horizon outside the well. And one day he started to see birds flying past, and he's like, what is that? And then he starts to get curious, right? So my intention is really to introduce something perhaps that's new to you, for you to kind of feel into and see if it activates you. If it's something you've heard before, if you've been with me for a while, I hope that this also lands for you in a different way. One of the things that is coming up for me quite recently is that Ostara has just arrived, spring equinox in Edinburgh, and it's the new moon today, the new moon in Aries, and our new astrological year has just started with Aries as well. So it's been really exciting. I've had such a big energetic upgrade that I feel really good. I feel really, really good. Lots of amazing things are happening, in my life, and a lot of upgrades are coming into the business. But at the same time, I started to feel this thing of the old tingly thing, the mind does, where it's like, is this too good to be true? It came in for a while, and because I've been really doing this work for years now, I'm able to actually say, no, I'm actually really happy where I'm at. And you know what? The bigger thing is life is not perfect. Life is not perfect. If you have heard, the UK is probably struggling right now as a general mass population, because we're going through, a recession, and there are all these things with the price increases and things like that. I am human as well. I'm living a human experience. I'm a multidimensional being just like you, but I live a human experience. And so those things are happening to me as well. But I don't let those things take me down. I would not allow those things take me down, because it's a choice, it's a decision how I want to see this. And one of the beautiful things about the way of tea is that it really helps us to shift our perspective, to see and actually not just intellectually understand it, but embody that deep, profound, peaceful knowing that everything is happening in our favor. What does that mean? I want to share that in particular today, and I hope that you can let me know what you're thinking. Comment if you have any questions. Please feel free to ask. I would love to serve you in the highest way possible today. Okay, so one of the things that really came up was this question of, if everything is going well for me, then what is the whole point of doing anything else in life? What's the whole point of even doing more inner work, deep self-inquiry, all these things? And I get that, because I have come from a place where I was really, really at, what they call rock bottom, when I came to the world of personal development and spiritual development. Some of you probably know this story. I have always lived a life where, though I came from a pretty good family background, a lot of the times our conditioning is that we have to be more. If we had a great, for example, amazing A++ results at school, that doesn't even mean anything, because the next thing you need to do is to be even better than that. And so we don't stop to celebrate those milestones, because we are afraid that, when we celebrate, that means we are complacent, that we are, we're not playing a bigger game, we're just sitting on our ass and we're not doing anything bigger. And so we never stop to celebrate. It's never enough, right? That's where it comes from, the whole spirit of it's not enough. it's not good enough. Look at your neighbor, they have a bigger car. Look at your neighbor, they have a bigger house. Did you know that Auntie Jane has like a bigger oven than ours? Or all those silly little things that we do in life, right? Like even children, I definitely grew up in an environment where we were constantly being compared. Like they have a better result and I didn't, and now I have to work harder because then it's like a big competition, right? So growing up, it was always about what other people thought of me. It was always about, okay, as long as they think that I'm good, then I'm cool, right? But so much of it has not ever been about what I wanted. Like, what did I want? What made me feel happy? Like I couldn't even remember that, to the point where I shrunk my body to the point where I was anorexic for years, because I thought that would be a thing that would justify people's approval for me. And even then, like I would get into relationships where I felt that I needed to shrink myself in so many different ways, in every aspect of the word, so that I don't incur their doubt of why they love me, because deep down I thought I'm not lovable at all. Like I had years and years of that. So I come from that space. I just want you to know that I don't sit here and say all these things to you because I was born with it. I wasn't born with it. I had to really, really come through a deep, dark place and come and say to you, like, I actually think life right now is really good. Everything is going so well, and I love my life. And yes, not everything's perfect. There are things in my life that I wish was different. Thank you, Karen. Hi, Hillary. Hi, Andrea. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you. I love you. And I accept all your compliments. I accept them wholeheartedly. Thank you for the hearts. So, but the thing is, what I want you to know is that what if you find yourself one day, having done all this inner work, and I feel like most of you who are listening to me probably have been doing this inner work, and you meditate, you do your own beautiful rituals and routines, and you're constantly out there gathering new information, and you're studying and you're reading and you're listening and you're channeling, like you are doing all these things. Everything is going so well. What's the whole point then? What else what else is there? Like, do I still need to do any inner work? Like, I get that question often in my world, in my community, and I just want to share that with you because it really ties back to the way of tea and also intuitive mastery, and I want to share a bit about that as well. So to answer that question, when everything is going so well, what's the whole point of doing more inner work? Firstly, I want to go back to what I said at the beginning. You are constantly evolving. And if there is an involution for evolution, which is something I love to say, you would hear me say that a lot in my world. Your work actually continues to solidify and deepen inward, like it goes deep. Whereas when you come in and you're just saying, oh my God, I need to do that work because I need to manifest more, or like I need to do that work because I want to be abundant, I want to be free, I want to be wealthy. Like, it's a very outward growth. It grows towards something, but eventually it stunts because there is no more direction. Like, there is nothing to direct it. It's almost like you have this crutch that holds a tree. Have you seen a tree with a branch that needs to be supported by like another structure that you build, like a bamboo structure, right? So that's kind of like what it is when you are coming to this work from a rock bottom, or somewhere where you feel like you're not enough, where you feel like you need to be held through something and initiated into something because you have no idea. And the thing is, when everything is good in your life, there's one thing you're getting. You're getting that as we walk through this experience, this human experience, the first ever thing that needs to land for us, and the proof that we have a good root chakra, that we have a good foundation to our existence, is that we are grateful for what it is, what is. We're grateful for what is. We're grateful for what we have now, no matter how imperfect it looks like, we're grateful. That is a really good sign that you're at a good vibrational level. And then the next step is understanding that we live in a world where we are always evolving. We're always evolving. So for me, when I'm in this really good space, what I'm actually going to say is that, okay, and actually it happened for me, and I'm going to share my experience with you. I found myself in this space that's feeling so good. And I really truly am genuinely feeling so at home within myself. I'm feeling all my guides, my spirits are all around me. I am absolutely not even thinking about, oh, I'm not enough, or like, where can I get my next client or whatever. Like, I'm just in such a good space. Like, the one thing that happened for me in meditation was that I started to ask Spirit. Like, I said to Spirit, these are my exact words. I said, please use me. Please use me for the highest good. And I'm ready. Show me the next level of expansion. Show me the path to my next level. And the minute I said that, like all the light codes started to drop in, like, and T was just holding me in that space. I can feel her. I can feel her spirit so proud, like just watching me and just feeling me, and like I'm being held through this initiation to the next level. And unlike the couple of times, previous times when I asked for a whole other level of expansion and all of those things started to crash down and things started to disintegrate, I'm like caught in these 1,000 cut deaths. I had to die so many times, like the shamanic deaths as we know it. This time, I actually felt this really resplendent stillness. And I feel the expansion moving through me. And I feel myself slowly being initiated, like in a very graceful way, where I'm like, oh, okay. And then what happened after that is that I started to see things that need to be taken out. Things that need to be disintegrated. Things I need to walk away from. Things I need to finish up. Things that feels vibrationally not aligned anymore. I started to see them almost like in these like screens that are slowly moving around me. And I had to come into myself. I had to come into my central channel and start to do my own inner work to realize now I'm being shown what is my next step. What is my next step? And my next step is actually to be of higher service to people, to actually share my work, to actually share this at a higher level. You know, it's not about me. It's not about what Li Ying can get. It's about what I can share with the world. And so today I actually wrote a post on my social media, and I want to share that here with you all. And that is, it is truly a privilege to be able to lead and guide and mentor others. It is a true privilege. In the ancient times, you have to die those shamanic deaths that I said, and you also have to be initiated through years and years and years of practice before you can actually even call yourself a priestess, a teacher, or whatever. And so it is a true privilege. If you are in any capacity, helping others and guiding others and leading others, mentoring, like I just want you to take a moment here and feel how important this work is, to feel how big you are, how important you are, how impactful your presence is. And I want you to come back to that impact. I want you to come back to that mission. I want you to come back to the purpose, because it's so easy for us to get lost in the whole idea that, oh, well, maybe this is just what it is. Like, this is what I do, and nothing great about it. That's it. Or being caught in the whole cycle of like feast and famine and thinking, when's my next paycheck due? Where's my next client? Oh my God, like, how can I make this sustainable? Like, we get caught in so much of these noise that we forget how sacred the work we're doing. It really is. It really, really is so sacred. And the only way for others to feel like it's a privilege to work with you is when you treat this as a sacred privilege, right? So I want you to just come back to that no matter what you're doing, whether you're a teacher or a doctor or a healer, a mystic, or a priestess, a witch, a herbalist, like whatever you do, it's sacred. Start to walk as that sacred. Walk as the sacred. Breathe as the sacred. Live as the sacred. Every time you walk in and you see your patient or you see your client or your student, treat them as the sacred. Sacred soul, sacred being, such a privilege to hold space for them. And that is when you actually start to zoom out and understand what I'm trying to tell you. When everything is going well, awesome. Because you are on the vibrational level where you're ready to actually share your mastery, your intuitive mastery, your amazing gifts with an aligned Tao. You're coming from the right place. You're not coming from a place where you're like, I need to make the next $1,000. I need to make it work. I need to put food into my mouth. And all those things is a human experience. But when we're serving, when we're leading, when we're mentoring, I want you to remember how sacred you are and how sacred this privilege is. And I don't want you to ever tarnish that or waste it away anymore. If you've been doing that, just come back to the realization, come back to that awareness, and just allow yourself to fill your entire body with so much love and compassion right now in this moment. Because you have to give yourself that compassion first and foremost before you can give anything else to anyone. You can't give from an empty tank, okay? So give that to yourself first. If you feel any resentment for anything at all, even, maybe you might have put up an event or whatever, and you were doing this workshop and nobody signed up, or you made it donation based and people didn't pay you, or you don't pay up your invoice, and whatever it is. Today, we just want to pull back and draw back from that human experience and want to come back to the multidimensional version that you really are. This version that lives right out here, that is streaming in and channeling in and funneling in all the time. High vibration is always coming through into us. Our work in this physical matter is to allow that to stream in. We have to get out of the way. And when I say we, what I really mean is your overthinking logical mind, okay? So when everything is going well, do I still need to do the inner work? Is a mind-made question. It's a mind-made question, because the truth is, if you have a desire, it's already in your vortex. It's already in your experience. And all you have to do, your responsibility, is to have that self-mastery in order to speed up the process, to bring it into this dimension, to manifest that into this reality. That's all that you're doing. So if there are any self-doubts, like, can this happen? Or is that for me? Or whatever it is, if you have a desire, like a burning desire for that to happen in your life, good news, it is yours. It already is yours. Your work is to get into that space of intuitive mastery and emotional mastery. That's key to unlock that vortex of stillness within you. And the way to do this in my world is that we go through energy. We go into your energy. We build energy circuits. We build your central channel. And all the work is really, I would credit that to Taoist healing methods, and really, really what we call bioenergetics. Breath work, because the breath is really here for the unity of the mind and body. So all the breath works are here to serve the amplification of your multidimensionality, to amplify your cosmic magnificence. Yeah, and obviously there are so many other aspects to this, to deepen into this. But the one thing I just want to have it land today is that when you come into a space where you're being held by a truly, truly ancient medicine, like a plant that has been around for thousands and thousands of years, that encapsulates the 5 elements of this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place that we call Mother Earth. We're truly tapping into a lot of cosmic wisdom. A lot of cosmic wisdom. It's incredible. Just words can't even begin to describe the transmissions that we get. And this is what it means to be connected to spirit. To be connected to spirit so that what you do is flowing with intuition. You know, I love this saying. I say that a lot, and I'm going to share it here. And that is, it's not ever about taking a lot of actions. It's about taking aligned actions, aligned with your vortex of stillness, aligned with your Tao. Yeah. So it's so important for us to understand that when we are going back to the situation, the question that I got, you know, when everything is going well, does that mean I can stop doing the inner work? My perspective on this is that the inner work game never stops. Everything, yes, Richard, exactly. There is no ceiling because, and I actually enjoy doing it. You know what I mean? It's like the more fun I have, the more growth I experience. And it's the same thing with money as well. It's like the more fun I have, the more money I get. And the more spiritually the more spiritually expanded I am, the more abundance comes in. And it's not the come from, like the point of departure is not about how can I get more ever. It's about how can I be this best version today, like today, just today. Like how can I show up as the best version today? Can I walk into my office like God sent me here, right? Can I walk into the dinner with my family like I am stillness? Can I walk into a meeting, a presentation with the presence of a goddess? Can I speak with conviction? Can I speak with love and no fear of whether I will screw this up or not? Because I know I'm continuously honing my craft. I don't have to be the perfect version today, but I sure as hell know that I'm showing up fully today. That is it. And we continue to work, we continue to come in. And one of the beautiful things about the way of tea, you know, if it's the way of tea, it means that you live an embodied way of living with tea as the Tao. The tea itself is an action. It's like a modality. It's something. It's like the finger pointing to the moon. Yeah, but the direction and the destination, which is the moon, is where you always want to aspire to. Like it's always where you are looking at. Your eye never moves. It's always aligned with that moon. The moon, which is that proverbial Tao, right? So coming into alignment spiritually is so important, because not only will you be able to have so much compassion and love for yourself, because only a highly developed soul can have true compassion and cosmic love for yourself. When you do, that's when you realize I can now give compassion and love to others. Like real stuff, guys. I'm not talking about the type that you hang your energy on someone else and you give them that so-called empathy and compassion because you're so afraid that people will say you are not the kindest or nicest person. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about real deep level of compassion and cosmic love, like the love that is the highest vibration of all. If you tap into your highest vibration of all, you will know what love is. Whether you've been given love before in your life, you will always know it because it is you. So once you have that for yourself, that means you know, you're pretty sure I'm a highly developed soul, and so I can go out there and give this to others. And so much about holding space as a mentor, a leader, is that once we're able to give that to others, then the world will start to listen. You start to listen. You start to listen even though they are disagreeable things. You start to listen even though they're unfamiliar things. You know you can drop in and you can truly listen without judgment. And you can instantly know intuitively what is a no, what is a yes, and what is a thank you very much. I understand your perspective, and I will let you continue on your journey. You will know what it's like to say, this is my road and I'm going to take it because I know there's a bigger thing out there without the evidence right now, but I know it. I'll keep going. It's so beautiful. Dropping in, yes. So it's truly an intuitive mastery. The way of tea, so much of it takes place in my world, in tea ceremonies. So the ceremony itself is a truly a non-judgmental and alchemical space where, you know, my beautiful clients, they come in and they will sit with me in reverent silence. If any one of you are interested in experiencing this, I do have recordings of it, so you can always check that out in the link in my bio. But all the transmissions that come through that are non-verbal and truly beautiful, they are at a quantum level. Like, they are literally cosmic, and they are for you and you alone, because Tea Spirit connects with your spirit, and it's a unique fabric of transmissions and words and images that you and you alone can receive. And it is my honor, obviously, like I said at the beginning, it's my pleasure and privilege to hold space for this and to teach and to guide and allow you to understand a little bit more about this wisdom. But the transmission is truly yours, you know, it really is. And I want to share, I was in this beautiful temple called Kosanji in Kyoto, Japan. It's actually one of the places, according to history, that they wrote at the temple, and also in tea history in Japan. It's the first place where the monk actually planted the tea seeds there. So it's accordingly the first place where domesticated tea was grown. So I was really, really highly interested, and I was so inspired by that place, because truly, you know, this monk himself, when he received these beautiful seeds and planted it in his temple, he was also very, very, very famous for having a lot of dreams, lucid dreams, where he would receive images and poems and downloads, and he would start to draw pictures, and he would have a lot of artwork that are still on display at the temple, by the way, and are actually credited as the first ever kind of like, you know, humorous artwork, like kind of like comics, like they call it manga in Japan, and it started from there. It started from there, you know. So it's incredible what all these divine downloads are here for us. You know, we could be pioneering something really, really, really big, and we have to allow that to come in. It's so important for us to do that. So if everything is going very well in your life, don't ever feel that, you know, I have to push through and make something bad happen. That's not the whole point, guys. It's not about digging and looking at what's bad in my life, I'm gonna work on it. That's still coming from the mentality of fixing. Yeah, if we come into the world of personal development as someone who knows that I'm here to continuously evolve, just like the universe is continuously expanding, and that I am whole and complete and worthy as I am already. Like, this is how I see all my clients, by the way. I see them as whole and complete. There's nothing that needs to be fixed. I'm here to draw out and awaken and enliven the leader within them. That is it. Even when you come to me with an illness or a sickness or whatever, like a pain in the back or whatever, I know it's energetic and it can be easily shifted energetically. But first and foremost, you have to come in with an openness for transformation to happen. You have to be completely open for anything to happen. That is the key to alchemy. All alchemists know this. They treat the lead like gold because they know there is gold in the lead. Yeah. So I wonder if anyone has any questions. I feel like I can talk forever, but if you have any questions, please feel free to comment and share. If this really resonates, feel free to DM me and have a chat as well. I do run mentorships, and I also have a beautiful alchemical circle coming up as well, where you can participate live with me in a tea ceremony. And we're going to ground into some work that alchemizes grief in particular. It's called presence. But yes, anything else coming up for anyone who's here? Goodness, so many of you. It's amazing. All right. So I just wanted to acknowledge all of your presence. Thank you so much for being here. It's a privilege to be here to hold space for all of you. I send you all so much love. Remember, it's never about looking for something to fix. That's not what healing is all about at all. Spiritual growth, spiritual healing, all of these things are truly, in my eye, all about remembering who you really are. This high being, this multidimensional being. So I hope that I managed to awaken some of them within you. If you want to chat, feel free to reach out. I love you all. Thank you for being here. Mwah! Sending you so much love.